Hari Om kids! Gita Jayanti is coming on 11th of December this month. So today's balsanskar will be focused on this pious festival. Bhagwan Ved Vyas Ji composed the greatest book of all his scriptures, the Mahabharata, which is called the Pancham Veda. The book in which its essence is given is the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Srimad Bhagavad Gita has 18 chapters and a total of 700 verses. The book, which contains the nectar of all the Vedas and Upanishads in simple language and which reaches everyone, is the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Scientist Albert Einstein said, "When I read the Bhagavad Gita and think about how God has created this universe, everything else seems quite unnecessary. I have made the Bhagavad Gita my main source of inspiration and guide for the purpose of scientific investigation and the formulation of my theories." APJ Abdul Kalam, the 11th President of India, despite being a Muslim, used to read the Bhagavad Gita and chant mantras. Hollywood actor Will Smith says, "I am 90% through the Bhagavad Gita. My inner Arjuna is being channeled." American philosopher Thoreau, Ralph Waldo Emerson, Mahamana Malviya, Dr. Annie Besant, and many such intellectuals and great men consider Gita to be a book for the welfare of the world and their source of inspiration. In this Kali Yuga, man lacks the time, power, and wisdom to understand the knowledge of Gita, Srimad Bhagavad, and other scriptures. If anyone has conveyed the knowledge of Gita to the society in a simple way, then they are the sages and saints of our country. Venerable Sant Shri Asharamji Bapu has been spreading the knowledge of Gita to everyone through his satsang for the past 65 years. Millions of people have understood the knowledge of Gita through satsang and have also imbibed it into their lives. Let us begin today's balsanskarkendra by remembering Pujya Gurudev.
Now all children will hum Omkar. Hari Now, children, we will do Tratak. Tratak increases our concentration and memory power.
The greatness of the Bhagavad Gita. Hari Om, children! Last year on Gita Jayanti, we heard the great story of the first chapter of Gita. This time, we listen to the story of the second chapter of Gita. Bhagwan Narayan narrates this story to Mahalakshmi. Long ago, there was a scholar named Dev Sharma. He used to perform rituals such as Havan and worshipped Devtas and ancestors for many years. Yet, he still did not find the ultimate peace of mind. In his quest for inner tranquility, he wandered in search of a sant who could guide him. One day, a sant appeared and instructed him to go into the forest. There, a shepherd would be sitting and would preach the knowledge and peace of self-realization. Dev Sharma went into the forest and saw a great wonder. Sheep, goats, rabbits, and predators like tigers, lions, and elephants were all sitting peacefully together on the banks of the river. The shepherd, sitting on a rock, gazed up at the sky. His eyes were shining with joy. Dev Sharma bowed to the shepherd and said, Mahatma, a sant has shown me the way to reach this place, and I seek enlightenment. I am amazed to see how all these predators and prey animals are sitting here together, forgetting their enmity. How did you attain enlightenment while tending to your goats? Hearing the words of Brahmin Dev Sharma, the shepherd said, Once upon a time, I was grazing my goats in the forest when suddenly a tiger appeared. Out of fear, I led the herd of goats ahead and hid behind them. Then I saw a goat with no fear go to the tiger and say, Tiger, eat the flesh by taking it away from my body. The tiger said, Goat, I don't know why, but the moment I arrived at this place, all my violent feelings have vanished. Hunger and thirst have also disappeared. That's why I am not willing to eat you now. The goat said, I don't know how I too became fearless. What could be the reason for that? I was watching the entire scene when I was hiding, so my fear also went away. I approached and stood next to them. Just then, we heard a voice coming from above in the tree. A monkey king, sitting on a branch, said, I'm going to share a secret with all of you. In the forest ahead, there is a temple with a shivling established by Brahmaji. A great sant used to do penance there. One day, a guest approached him and said, I worship Bhagwan Shankar with the sole desire of enlightenment. Today, as a result of my devotion, I have encountered a revered sant like you. Please grant me initiation into enlightenment. The Mahatma said, Brahmin, recite the second chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita to attain enlightenment. Let that knowledge be absorbed in your mind. Then the Mahatma wrote the second chapter of the Gita on a rock and said, Brahmin, your desire will be fulfilled by this. Saying this, that ascetic disappeared. With surprise, the guest sat there and started reciting the second chapter of the Gita written on the rock. This purified his conscience, and he attained enlightenment. Wherever he went, the hermitage became peaceful. The creatures that lived there were freed from cold, heat, hunger, thirst, fear, worry, sorrow, and despair. The spot where you are standing right now is the same. That is why your anger and fear have also been pacified. Following the advice of the Monkey King, the goat, tiger, and I set out for the temple. There, I saw and read the second chapter of the Gita written on a rock. By reciting it, I got the ultimate fruit of my penance. Therefore, gentlemen, you should also recite the second chapter regularly. By doing so, salvation will not be far from you. Shri Bhagwan says, Dear Lakshmi, then Dev Sharma worshipped that Mahatma and returned to his village and listened to the second chapter of the Gita from the Sant in the temple and meditated upon it. Upon getting preaching from him, he attained salvation. Lakshmi, this is the significance of the second chapter of the Gita. All the children will say loudly, Jai Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagwan.
Quiz competition. Now's the turn for the knowledge and science competition question. You will be asked a question and you need to give the answer choosing from 4 options in 10 seconds. The question is, if you are someone who is the most sinful among other sinners, then what solution has Bhagwan Shri Krishna stated in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita? The options are A. Pilgrimages should be done. B. Bhagwan's puja should be done using Shodashopachar by 16 ways of puja. C. You should take the shelter of Guru's knowledge. D. Yagyas and havans should be done. The correct answer to the question will be revealed at the end of the session. Activity. Now's the turn for the activity. All the children will listen carefully, and after listening, each child will state the 12 subjects that they learned about. Whomever will be able to state the most subjects will be the winner. Number 1. The knowledge of grief eradication. Gita is the book of hope and energy. Those who listen to the satsang of Gita do not mourn over the past things that they have lost. Number 2. The knowledge of fulfilling one's duty. Deeds that are one's duty should be done with efficiency. Work should not be stained with negligence. Number 3. The knowledge of sacrifice. Sacrifice will always bring the ultimate peace of mind. Number 4. The knowledge of dining. Eat such food that disease does not touch you, and if you are infected by a disease, then your food should be changed in such a way that the disease does not last long. Number 5. The knowledge of avoiding sins. The Gita teaches that Arjuna did not commit any sin while performing a terrible act like war. Number 6. The knowledge of consumption of materialistic things. Live, eat, and drink in such a way that you use the world efficiently instead of consuming it. Number 7. The knowledge of divine offering. Whatever you do using your body, speech, or mind, you should offer to Bhagwan. Number 8. The knowledge of charity. We die by leaving behind our material possessions, so make the best use of those in charitable causes. Number 9. The knowledge of yajna. Without expecting anything in return, doing yajna, righteous or noble deeds and duties, as per the Shastras, is our duty. Giving food to one who is hungry, giving water to one who is thirsty, and giving directions to one who is lost are also yajnas. Number 10. The knowledge of worship conduct. The directions to do puja of the devtas, ancestors, and elders is given in the Gita. Number 11. The knowledge of bringing parity. When sorrow comes, be sure that someday it will go away. Don't let yourself down by that. In the happy days, be happy, as it will also go away, but do not cling to it. 12. The knowledge of turning actions into good deeds. Good deeds will take you towards the epitome of goodness. You should never think that, oh, I have 10 houses, or I have so much money. Don't develop an ego because of these things. Otherwise, you would be harming yourself and committing a sin.
On the day of Mokshada Ekadashi, which also happens to be Gita Jayanti, here's what you should and shouldn't do. If possible, fast on Ekadashi or eat just one meal or fruit. Don't eat rice on this day, and don't serve it to others either. Stick to fresh fruit juices, milk, or just water. You can eat fruits like mangoes, bananas, almonds, and pistachios, which are considered special and pure. Avoid cutting your hair on Ekadashi. Do not criticize others or listen to their criticism. If you accidentally engage with a critic, seek forgiveness after seeing Bhagwan Surya and worship Bhagwan Hari with incense and a lamp. Donate food to others as per your capacity, but don't accept food from anybody on this day. On Ekadashi night, stay awake and pray to Bhagwan Vishnu. Lighting a lamp while staying awake is said to bring a lot of good karma that lasts for many lifetimes. Chant the mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya or your Guru mantra. Reciting the following mantra on Ekadashi day gives the same virtue as chanting Sri Vishnu Shastranama. Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane.
Questioner. Get ready for the questionnaire. What is called the Panchamaved? How many chapters and verses are in the Gita? How is the knowledge of Gita obtained by an uncomplicated explanation in Kali Yuga? Why did Dev Sharma have inner peace of mind earlier? What wonder did Dev Sharma see in the forest? What secret did the Monkey King tell to Dev Sharma? In the end, how did Dev Sharma attain the Parampad or self-realization? What do we learn from today's story? What is the contribution of Bhagavad Gita in Indian culture? What should and should not be done on Ekadashi? Narayan, 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 Narayan. With this, today's balsanskarkendra concludes. We will meet again next week with a new knowledge-enhancing topic. Until then, Hari Om. The correct answer to the knowledge science competition question is C. The shelter of Guru's knowledge should be taken. Bhagwan Shri Krishna says, if you are someone who commits more sins than all other sinners, even then you will undoubtedly be saved from the entire ocean of sin by the boat of knowledge. Even the most sinful person still will cross over all the sins with only the boat of knowledge of self.